Prime-time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Well, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to this Friday edition of Primetime Local News. Connor Chan and Abby St. John here to wrap up the week. Got our pet winner coming up in just less than an hour from now, including with our question of the day segment coming up. Speaking of pets, what questions would you ask your pets if you could? Like, what's something you would ask them? I mean, what's mostly why are you eating that, or why are you barking, or
definitely. I want to know why my dog destroyed all of my chapsticks and my stuffed animals growing up. She bit off all the noses and the eyes. Don't know why. I would really love to know.
Right. Well, maybe we'll get that answer at some point, maybe on the road there. But let's head over to Eric Bay, who was on location earlier today.
Thanks, guys. Well, today we were at the Lloyd Mall, or actually, to be more specific, just outside of it in the parking lot. In fact, I know driving by, you may have seen the setup. They're holding their first carnival this weekend that is going on right in the Lloyd Mall parking lot. As you can see, there's plenty of games and rides going on around here. So tonight we're going to be talking a little bit more about what exactly to expect here this weekend, how you can come down, check it out. The weather's supposed to be pretty good. So again, if you are looking for something to do this weekend, this will be a great thing to check out. So we are going to have more on that here coming up. But first we'll go back to Abby, who has a look at your local news.
As wildfires continue to burn in the northern regions of Alberta, the Lloydminster Fire Department is encouraging locals to practice safe habits to avoid starting a fire.
With this dry weather that we have been experiencing, there is a heightened risk of large spread grass fires as we're seeing in our northwest of our province. While there is no fire bans currently on in Lloydminster, there is a chance that they will be put on in our regional neighbors.
Newton also says there are a few simple practices people can follow to ensure they avoid the risks of sparking a flame.
It's important that residents be safe and be mindful of discarding cigarettes, be mindful of their children playing in large, long grass, as well as any type of UTV you might be having in a field that can start these large spread grass fires.
According to Newton, a majority of grass fires are actually started by humans. To learn about fire pit restrictions and guidelines for the city, head over to lloydminster.ca. The Cutter Rally for Cancer has been supporters of the Regional Health Foundation for many years and have once again made a generous donation. The event was held in February, and since 2010, the event has raised over $30,000 for the foundation. This year, the donation went towards the Lloydminster Cancer Ward.
We do this every year. We've done it for, I think, 16 years now, and it slowly adds up. This year was only $5,200, but it adds up tremendously so that we are well over $100,000 now.
With the constant support the Cutter Rally gives the Health Foundation, it makes new upgrades for the cancer ward possible.
It's important for the nurses here in this department. I think they really appreciate it. You see, if you look around, the impacts of their work. And I think every year they have, a new idea that they can plan on making possible thanks to the generous donation of the Cutter Rally team.
With this year and next year's donation, the Cancer Ward is hoping to do a total renovation of their 2 chemo rooms. And now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Well, today we are here at the Lloyd Mall, where the Lloyd Carnival, their first ever, will be going on, and I'm joined by Evelyn and Kim. Thank you guys for joining me. So maybe first off, can you just talk a little bit about why the carnival and what actually is here this weekend?
Well, you know what? We're trying to engage with our community and do some fun events. Come over and enjoy the mall, do a little shopping, take in some rides, get some cotton candy, and just have a fun weekend.
And so what was kind of the main motivation? This is the first time you guys are doing it. So how did the process come together to actually set all this up here?
It's more of the community engagement. We really want to welcome all the Lloydminster locals to come over at the Lloyd Mall property.
And now this is going on all weekend, so what times can people come out and enjoy the fun here?
It's already started, 2 p.m. till 9 p.m.
9 p.m., yeah.
And then tomorrow, 11 a.m. till 9 p.m.
9 p.m., yes.
And Sunday, noon to 5.
All right, perfect. And again, I see we got the ticket booths in the background, so those are all set up. So how can people come out and get tickets, and what do they get you?
they can just grab the tickets at the ticket booth. $1 for one ticket, and each ride needs 3 tickets. And they have this book also. A red book would cost them $20 for 20 tickets. And then the blue book is 40 tickets for $40. And there is also a green book, 60 tickets for $55.
All right, perfect. Thanks. We'll have a little bit more coming back from here at the Lloyd Mall. But first, we'll go back into the studio.
All right, thanks very much, Eric. Take a look at your weather outside right now. There's no hail currently right now, but there is some thunderstorms as we've seen some lightning and cloudy skies and some rain as well over the past little bit here. So nothing compared to what we saw last hour. The wind though still died down a little bit, sitting though at 20 kilometers coming from the south. 30 degrees was our warmest day temperature back in 1988, while -1 was our coldest back in 1991. As we take a look at the satellite radar map, there's still lots of activity, especially that Edmonton, Vegreville, and of course here for us in Lloydminster, it's still going to continue. There will be showers heading into overnight tonight into tomorrow, where it should stop and be mostly cloudy and sunny tomorrow for the weather. So here is some watch hazard warnings. There is still a severe thunderstorm warning and watch for this area as well as out further in the Vermilion, Vegreville, Mar-Wayne areas, as well as also out east as well in certain areas of the Maidstone, North Battleford areas as well. So taking a look at your current temperatures right now, 13 degrees for Cold Lake, as well as in Edmonton, 19 degrees for Athabasca, 11 in Edson and Whitecourt, 14 for both Jasper and Red Deer. Out in Saskatchewan, 16 for Meadow Lake and Prince Albert, 19 degrees for Melfort, 17 degrees for North Battleford, and 22 degrees currently right now in Saskatoon. So let's take a look at some regional temperatures, looking a little more in-depth to those. 7 degrees overnight in North Battleford with some showers, warming up to 17 tomorrow with cloudy skies for the daytime. Overnight in Cold Lake, little clear skies with a few clouds at 5 degrees, getting to 17 degrees tomorrow with the daytime high and a sun and cloud mix there. For us here in Lloydminster, the rain will continue overnight with a high of 6 degrees, and it should stop by tomorrow, as we'll see at 18 degrees being the daytime high with mostly cloudy and a bit of sunshine. So here's the next 3 days. It'll clear up on Sunday, seeing 18 degrees for the daytime high there and 23 degrees on the Monday with mostly clear skies and a bit of sun there. So we're going to be out of the blue. We still have to endure the rain for just a few more hours here until we head to the weekend here. But that's a first look at your weather forecast. We'll have more primetime local news coming up after the break.
Welcome back. Well, a busy buzz is softly humming as the apiary industry is prepping for a marquee event. Gerard Lampow waxes with more from the bee sector.
That bee apocalypse that people were talking about never really happened in Canada.
Rod Scarlett with the Canadian Honey Council is on point as the numbers indicate that honeybee populations are up nearly 38% in the last 5 years.
In fact, the numbers have been increasing for over 20 years. Now, that's not to say that those natural bees, bumblebees, and other types of pollinators have not been impacted by a number of things, but for honeybees, our numbers have gone up.
There is concern on the prairies for overwinter losses. Scarlett feels it will average itself out.
Between 18 and 25% losses for a beekeeper, and they're able to recover quite nicely. But anything over and above has a real impact on the bottom line.
While other countries are seeing declining numbers, Scarlett salutes the good work of Canadian beekeepers over the last 2 decades.
It shows or bodes well for our Canadian beekeeping industry and the beekeepers that we have. The commercial operations are very good at handling their stock.
With those strong numbers, Canada is prepping to play host to the World Bee Conference from September 8th to 12th in Montreal.
As it stands right now, we are going to be having the world's largest in history Api Expo, or a trade show for beekeepers.
Organizers are catering for about 6,000 to 12,000 participants for the Apimondia Congress.
We are really looking forward to highlighting Canada and Canadian beekeeping.
Gerard Lampow, Primetime Local News.
That's all for egg. Sports is next, but first, here's a look at your egg prices.
Every member of the City Centre Auto Body team has been through extensive training. We're constantly upgrading our team's education to reflect current collision repair technique.
After finishing just short of the CPCA crown several years in a row, Chris Molly is excited to get back on the track in a week's time. The 8-year veteran driver is coming off his most successful season yet, finishing first on the Tour in points, in addition to his second-place finish at the Dash. In an increasingly competitive field, Molly is looking forward to improve.
Coming into the big wagons 7, 8 years ago, I didn't expect this, but you know what? Every year you're trying to strive to be better.
One of the changes for this season is an equine dentistry course he took in the fall to help his horses' oral health.
I've done my whole herd now, and I think it's really paying off. The horses look better, and it's just get to know the horses better, balancing their teeth, and it was a very beneficial program I took.
His horses in particular have him confident about the 2019 season.
They do the job. I'm just lucky enough to drive them, but that and the family and and the help I have is a big key too, and to have a positive atmosphere around the horses and around camp, so that really helps.
The CPCA Tour kicks off next weekend in North Battleford. Sunday kicks off several busy days of athletics in Lloydminster. The Prairie Pirates will try to get back to 500 on the season when they host the Munster Red Sox at Wallace Field in the afternoon. Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, Lloydminster will host District Track and Field Championships. Some of the athletes to watch include Lloyd Combs, Alex Deal, and Blake Killam, and Eagle View's Darren Mirasti, all of whom won at least 3 gold medals at Cities this past week. When athletes gear up to play against their competition, you expect them to face an opponent in roughly the same skill and age range. Although the ages may be different, the Border City Blue Jays played a competitive game against a younger opponent last night. The Jays took to the pitch against the Unity Cardinals midget team last night at the Legion Ballpark. This is the first year that the Cardinals became part of the league as they look for more competition. Despite being a under-18 club, midget teams have found success in the past.
There's quite a few younger kids in our league anyways. The midget teams in our league have always been pretty decent midget teams, so we're kind of used to it, and they always do fairly well.
Playing in competitive games is mutually beneficial for both squads, providing individuals with an opportunity to focus on and work hard at improving many facets of their game.
Hitting's always been on and off struggle for me throughout the years. Cold streaks, hot streaks, it's always trying to figure out how to get that hot streak going again.
The Blue Jays came away victorious with the final score being 6-2. Their next battle is against the Unity Cardinals senior team. The Raptors are just 1 win away from making history after last night's exhilarating comeback victory against the Milwaukee Bucks. The Raps overcame the Bucks with a score of 105-99 to win their 3rd straight game. Toronto was down by 10 points for most of the first half, but kicked it into high gear in the 3rd quarter. They closed the gap and took the lead in the 4th and never looked back. The Raptors have a stranglehold on the series, and now for the first time in franchise history, the team is just 1 win away from the NBA Finals. And now we're going to Eric Bay, who was on location today.
Once again, we are back here at the Lloyd Mall where their first ever carnival is going on right here in the parking lot. It starts today and it is going on all weekend. And Kim and Evelyn joined me once again, and we've been talking a little bit about the rides you can see all around us here. So what do you guys kind of have here for everyone?
You know what? We have the typical kiddie rides. There's a slide, there's the go-karts, a little roller coaster, but then there's the big rides. Come down and do the Zipper, do the Alien 51, take in some games, and just have a good time.
Perfect. And now we also talk, you can see there's some food vendors over there to us. So what can people get down here as it just typical carnival food?
Typical carnival food, I'm sure there are mini donuts around, the elephant ears, the cotton candy, part of coming to the fair.
Always a favorite. Now, as we mentioned, we are taking up a bit of the parking lot. So if people are coming down, is there any specific place where you guys want them to park just to kind of help with that congestion?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a first come, first serve. Hopefully We're fine with the parking. Gonna have to do the best they can.
Make it work. And now, again, as we mentioned a little bit off the top, this is your guys' first carnival, and you have been doing a few different events around here as well. So is this something you might be looking to bring back here in the future?
We're not sure. We're going to see how successful it is. Right now, we do have some vacancies in the mall, so it's allowing us to have parking lot space. If we became full house, might be tougher to have these events. The community's loving everything we're doing, so we are definitely wanting to do more community engagement.
And now this is the first day of your first carnival, so is there anything you guys are kind of hoping just from the community, just as their engagement this weekend?
Well, we want them to come out and have a good time and have a positive view on Lloyd Mall and talk to their friends and family. Hey, come in and do a little shopping.
All right, perfect. Thank you guys so much. We're going to have a little bit more back here at the Lloyd Mall about their carnival that is going on here all weekend. Tonight is that first night, but first we are going to go back to the studio.
All right, now this was filmed earlier by one of our cameramen, Jim McCarl. Of course, he was out on location during that massive hail that we experienced an hour ago. But now, as we look outside, it is mostly just cloudy, and it stopped raining for now. But of course, we are still hearing some remnants of thunder and lightning in the area. So thank you, Jim, for going out and filming that. So 12 degrees for us still currently here in Lloydminster, 12 also out in Bonnyville and Marwayne, 13 for Cold Lake, as well as in Vegreville and Edmonton, 17 degrees in Wainwright, 15 degrees in Provo, 17 for St. Walburg, Maidstone, and North Battleford, along with 14 degrees in Meadow Lake and Isle La Crosse. Other Saskatchewan temperatures, 14 for La Loche and Buffalo Narrows, 8 degrees in La Ronge, 7 for Flin Flon and Walston Lake, 6 degrees down in South End. Uranium City and Stony Rapids sitting at 12 degrees right now, 15 degrees in Fort Chipewyan, 20 for Fort McMurray in High Level, 21 in Peace River, 17 for Slave Lake, and 19 degrees for Grand Prairie. Down in southern Alberta, 20 degrees in Medicine Hat right now, 16 for Lethbridge, 12 in Calgary and Coronation, 9 degrees currently in Banff right now, 20 also down in Kindersley right now, 18 for Swift Current, 19 for Regina and Moose Jaw, 14 for Yorkton, and 11 degrees out in Estevan. As we take a look at temperatures for tomorrow, it's going to be more cloudier though, but we will still see some more sun throughout the day. It should be clear up by Sunday. 18 degrees for the daytime high for us here tomorrow in Lloydminster, as well as in Vermilion, Marwayne, Wainwright, and Maidstone, as well as in Provo. 17 in Macklin and 17 for North Battleford. Also 17s out in Meadow Lake and St. Walburg. 15 degrees for Isle La Crosse tomorrow. Out in Alberta there, 18 for Vermilion, as I mentioned earlier. 18 also out in Edmonton. 17s for St. Paul, Bonnyville, Cold Lake. 18 degrees also out in Lac La Biche as well. As we take a look at the map here for the precipitation map, rather, as my computer, there we go there. So as we take a look there, Saturday, we'll still see some of that showers overnight. As we head to Saturday afternoon, all that, the green is representing the rain, so that'll be gone by the time we hit Sunday and Saturday afternoon there. So we'll still see some of that rain carry over into overnight tonight. As we look at the 7-day forecast right now, 18 degrees on Sunday with clear skies there, 13 degrees on Monday, 23 degrees on Monday, excuse me, with mostly sunny skies and a few clouds. A little cloudier on Tuesday with a high of 26, 15 on Wednesday with mostly sunny skies and a few clouds, 21 on Thursday where it'll get more cloudier with a bit of sun, and then 22 on Friday with a sun and cloud mix there, pretty even for the most part. But that's a look at your 7-day forecast. We'll have more primetime local news after the break.
And now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here at the Lloyd Mall where their first ever carnival is taking place this weekend. As you can see, people are already starting to line up here on the first day, and it runs all weekend. And I'm joined once again by Evelyn and Kim, and we've been talking a little bit about the carnival tonight, but that is not the only plans you guys have coming up for this summer. So what are a few other events that I know you guys have a beauty pageant here coming up in the next month?
Yes, we have this Shining Star of Lloyd Mall coming by June 29. And then every Wednesday, we still have this Kids Fun Zone and the Yoga Night for mother and a child, and then the Gentle Glow as well. And then on September, we will have this Lloyd Mall Drive-In Movie Night.
And now for that Kids Fun Zone, and the Yoga Night, how can people actually come out and attend those if they do want to get out?
They can just go in the Lloyd Mall Kids Fun Zone area, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Wednesday. Yeah.
And now if they are thinking of maybe attending the pageant, or maybe if they do want to enter, are they still able to do so? And if they do want to come out, how can they check that out as well?
They can just email me and check our Facebook Lloyd Mall page, and they can check all the events in there.
All right, perfect. And now talking a little more closer to right now as we are at the carnival here. So once again, maybe can you just tell us again what times it's open for people to come on down and check it out?
Okay, carnival hours starting today 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. and then tomorrow 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Sunday 12 noon to 5 p.m.
Okay, perfect. Then just really quick, maybe explain the ticket process, as it does take tickets to ride on the ride. So can you maybe just talk about that once again?
Okay, so they can just go to the ticket booth area and they can buy tickets for $1, and each ride will cost them 3 tickets. And then they can also choose to buy the Red Book, 20 tickets, $20, and then Blue Book, 40 tickets for $40, and then 60 tickets for the Green Book for $55.
And they can also purchase a wristband that lets them ride all day.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much. We're going to have a little bit more back from here at the Lloyd Mall, but first we are going to go back into the studio.
So our question of the day today, it's a bit interesting. If you could ask your pets anything, what would it be? I know a lot of people want to ask their pets questions and want to know answers, but some of the answers, one of the responses we've got is, why do you yap if a blade of grass moves? Because it's true, dogs will freak out about the small things. Do bees and wasps taste good because you go nuts for them? That's true.
Yeah.
Dogs and bees get along kind of interestingly. And then, you know, the plain just why? Like, why did you tore that up? Or why do you keep barking at the mail at that one person
Why do you bark
by?
at your reflection in the mirror? Like, it's you.
Or there's some people that, there's some dogs that, you know, they don't bark, they just kind of like, or look shocked or scared.
Yeah, they jump a little bit because, you know, they see their reflection and they get all confused. But my dog will stare at her reflection and then just start barking randomly. But like, my dog's deaf right now, so it's really weird. She'll just stand there and stare for like 5 minutes doing nothing, and we're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, there's those moments where, you know, you say to your dog, okay, do you need to go to the bathroom? Do you go to the bathroom? And then it's like, no, and then, you know, he keeps barking, or he keeps barking at the door to be like, hey, do you need to go or what? Like, come on, like, seriously. I had my roommate's brother had their dog over for a weekend, and he'd do that exact same thing where it's like, do you need to go? Do you need to go? Or it's like, no, or I don't know what he wants. This is why we wish we could all be like Dr. Dolittle and talk to pets.
Yeah, exactly.
To that extent. Well, speaking of pets, because we are announcing the pet winner in just a short amount of time here, but of course for a chance to win a $50 gift card to the Lloydminster Pet Pad. So let's take a look at some of the submissions for today. So this is Dolly.
Adorable.
Very cute looking cat there. This is Skip, who looks very intelligent.
Yeah,
with
rocking those glasses.
Next we have Tibby.
I love her little tongue sticking out.
Nice little derpy photo, but still cute. This is Luna, who's ready to get her pool filled up for the summer. And this is Romeo.
Adorable.
Very adorable indeed. Well, if your pet was shown on today or throughout the rest of the week, you're automatically entered to win a Lloydminster Pet Pad gift card, which we're giving away in less than 20 minutes.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
All right, I'm very pleased to be joined with a very familiar face here right now. Jerry Duhame's here to talk not about travel today. Obviously, that's right. what we're used to seeing you here talk about. But you're here today to talk about the Just Cruisin' Show and Shine event, the 12th annual, coming up very, very soon here. So I guess just give a little insight into the show as a whole for those that may not be familiar with it.
Well, thank you very much for inviting us. So, yeah, it's one of our biggest events of the year for Just Cruisin'. And we're very pleased to have our show this year again on Father's Day weekend. It's the weekend we've always had it on. It's the Saturday of Father's Day weekend. And there's going to be all kinds of things happening. We've got great sponsorship from the community. So it's a free event for anyone in the local area. And they're welcome to come out on Saturday the 15th. We hope to have up to 200 guest cars, which makes it a fairly big show for northeastern Alberta and northwestern Saskatchewan. And so we're pretty happy with some of the people who show up.
Now you mentioned getting those people from the northeastern. Like, how big of an event like this does it draw from? Does it draw from other parts of like Alberta or Saskatchewan, not just in the immediate, you know, Lloydminster area, but does it draw in that crowd from other parts of the prairies?
Absolutely. We because of our reputation, we've been drawing cars from Edmonton, from Calgary, as far away from Calgary. People have family or friends here, and they see that we're having a show. So everybody loves to drive their classics or their restored vehicles, so it's a great drive to come up to Lloyd and spend the weekend with family and come to our show. So we get good support from Alberta, we get people from Prince Albert, Saskatoon, the North Battleford area, and the south of Macklin and that area too, so Provost, so good support all over.
as well. Now that we all know, like, it's vintage cars, and I mean, you're telling me it's like anything that's on wheels that can come and enter. I guess what are some of the the common cars you do see there, and I guess what's some of the unique ones that you've seen over the past couple of years of doing this?
Well, the neat part of it is that anything is acceptable. We've had tractors come up, we've had motorcycles, bikes, Harleys, Hondas. We've had a young fellow last year show up with a step-through Honda, which I rode when I was like 13, 14, which is kind of cool. We've even had a snowplane come up one time. So we have classics, we have originals, we have muscle cars, we have new cars on display. Some of the new Corvettes and stuff like that show up. We've had a team last year from with Lamborghinis drive from Edmonton to come into our show. So we have vendors there for people who are looking for stuff for vehicles. We have non-profit organizations who provide food, and we have some pretty neat stuff like a chassis dyno. He'll bring your car and put it up on this trailer, and he'll check it out for horsepower and other things like that. So it's a kind of a noisy event.
Yeah.
But one of our classic ones we've had in the last couple of years has been an alcohol dragster. They just fire it up for a couple of minutes and run it at full throttle, and it's a real cloud pleaser.
Oh wow, that sounds like, I've never even heard of that. That actually sounds really intense. And of course, all the money that you raise from all the submissions and entries from the competitions you guys are having, it all goes back towards the community that you're telling me, I guess. So where is also all the money that is going to be allocated towards at the end?
Absolutely. We've supported the Christmas funds. We've supported anything that the club feels has merit. We also do the A&W cruise night as well, so we do a couple other things in the community. But if there's any funds left over, we certainly put them back in the community. One of the things we're doing this year and we did last year was the MS Rally, which all the funds goes directly to them. So if you don't have to be in the show or participate in the show. You can bring your car out and attend the car rally. We have people who show up, and that starts about 3:30 in the afternoon. So we have people who show up who just want to do the rally, and that's fine because we have a barbecue after and a chance to sit around and talk cars.
Absolutely. We offer a great event for any car lover. I guess just before we wrap up quickly, the dates, the times when people can start coming in and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Well. The show starts at 10. It runs till 3 o'clock. The prizes and awards are done at 3:30. It wraps up pretty much by 4. The car rally starts immediately after that. And there's lots of stuff for kids. There's lots of activities, so it's not just going to be a 10-minute visit around. It's going to be planned to be there for the day or the afternoon.
And it's in the Service Sports parking lot again?
That's right. We're going to fill that parking lot up with great cars.
Well, Jerry, thanks very much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Furniture supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
All right, I'm very pleased to be joined with Arnie from the Legacy Center, who's talking to us today about the upcoming Legacy Center Par 3 charity golf tournament. So I guess, Arnie, thanks so much for taking time to come and join us today.
Thanks for inviting me.
So talk about the golf tournament, because you're telling me off camera it's the first one you guys are having. So why a golf tournament for you guys to raise the money for Legacy Center?
I've been thinking about putting on a golf tournament like this for a charity for a number of years, and I became a member of the Legacy Center about 3 years ago, and we lost our opportunity at a casino to raise some funds, so I proposed this a year ago at their annual general meeting, and they had a directors meeting and they approved it. So it's a year in the making, and just to get some more sustainable funds into the Legacy Senior Center.
And I guess what's been the response so far from, when you made the announcement that, we're doing a golf tournament for charity for our organization, what's been the response from the community been like so far?
It's been phenomenal with the efforts of Bill Foster, Norm Seltzer, myself, Dennis Burdine, Tom Fisher, Lucy and Jake, the people that they know and the people that we know, and canvassing has just been phenomenal. We've got our sponsorship list is full now, so we're ready to go. We just need some more golfers to sign up.
And for those that do want to sign up, I guess let's just talk about how they can sign up and where they go to register if they want to get involved.
If they go to the Rolling Green website, they can go there and click on the tournament tab, go to the Legacy Charity Golf Tournament, and on there's a golfer's registration form. They can download it and they can email it back to the email address that's on the form, or they can call myself and they can get that number from the Legacy Center.
Now, is it individuals that can participate, or is it more like if you're in groups to participate? How does the format going to work for the day?
You can register as a 4-person team, and we'll keep you as a team, or you can register individually, and we'll just put you in ad hoc on a team that needs some players. The big thing about this is that the last page of the golfers registration form is a donation record form where you can go out and you can actually raise some extra funds for the Legacy Center more than the $150 entry fee. And with that, we're going to have 5 major prizes for the person or the people who raise the most funds.
Now you're also you mentioned some of those prizes. You're telling me there's there's a lot of big major prizes. So I guess, do you want to list some of the things that people have the opportunity to win? Because you do have quite a list of things that people could have the chance to win.
Well, our 2 major sponsors that went together on our title hole is Skyline Refrigeration and Capstone Dental and Implant Center. There's going to be a $50,000 Dodge Ram Bighorn crew cab available, and that's being supplied by Denham Chrysler. The second hole, the platinum sponsor, is Border City Dental, Dr. Raj, and we're having a 2019 Commander from RecTech that's being supplied there. We also have an additional 15 holes that are going to be hole-in-one prizes: Fountain Tire, Rhino Roofing, Clean Sweep Miracle Made Incorporated, First General, Condor Electric, Dunray Asphalt, GMAC Oilfield Services, Bexon Construction, Roberge Transport, Robertson Moscow Sarsons, Musgrave Agencies, Redhead Equipment, Moody's, Mason Agencies, and Denham Chrysler have all purchased those holes, and those holes are all worth $10,000 each. So the format is going to be 17 par 3 holes. So you've got a good chance of popping one in and winning yourself a truck, a Commander, or $10,000.
Wow, that sounds pretty impressive. So it definitely seems like a lot of fun. And just lastly, before we wrap up, when's the event happening?
The event is going to be on Wednesday, June 19th, and it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. Be there for registration. The golfers' meeting is at 11, and tee-off is a shotgun start at 11:15. And there's going to be closest to the pin prizes on every hole. There's going to be water and sand trap. With your $150, you get your cart, your balls, tees. You get a Bailey starter, breakfast sandwich, lunch, and a banquet. So for your $150 is a very good value.
Absolutely, and of course it's all going towards a great organization. But Arnie, thanks a lot for joining us today. Really appreciate you coming down here.
Okay, thank you.
Well, we are back here once again at the Lloyd Mall, where they are holding their first ever carnival this weekend, and we've moved over to probably my favorite part about the entire thing, and that is the food section. So this is a great place if you are looking for that carnival food fix and you haven't got it yet. We are still early into the summer. You can come out here and check it out. They have tons of different stuff. I know the mini donuts are always popular. They also have elephant ears and funnel cakes, and again, and also to my right, they do have some cotton candy, along with your normal stuff such as the pizza, as you saw earlier. And again, this carnival is running here all weekend, so if you can't make it out tonight, you do have a chance to do so again tomorrow, on Saturday that is, going from 11 until 9, and once again for a little bit shorter on Sunday from 12 to 5. You can pick up your tickets here to ride the rides. They only cost $1 each, and a few tickets will get you on a ride or to play some games if that's more your speed. So that's all from us here tonight. Have a great weekend. If you are enjoying the carnival or doing something else, hope you enjoy it. Now we'll go back to Connor and Abby, who will wrap up tonight's news.
All right, thanks very much, Eric. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast one last time here. 18 degrees on Saturday with mostly cloudy skies and a bit of sun there, and then it'll get clearer on Sunday with the same temperature at 18 degrees. 23 degrees for Monday is a daytime high with mostly sunny skies and a few clouds. 26 Tuesday with mostly cloudy skies and a bit of sun might pop up there. Gets a little colder on Wednesday as we hit 15 degrees with mostly sun and a few clouds. 21 on Thursday, majority of it being cloudy there, and 22 on Friday, majority with some sun and cloud mix. The averages for this time of year usually 18 degrees degrees. This time, usually the daytime high is the average, and then 5 degrees for the lows. So we're kind of around that ballpark. Of course, as we are seeing right now, there are shades of a thunderstorm currently outside right now. Lots of big lightning that we've seen. First one of the year. I know we've talked about that yesterday and saying it'd be nice to see that first one of the year. Of course, we did been hearing some thunder, and of course the hail that's been going on as well over the last hour or so.
Hopefully no basements get too damaged. Obviously, you know, sometimes it's very inevitable with this torrential downpour, but hopefully no one's basement gets too destroyed.
We know someone whose basement might be like that right now. But it's that time of the show right now where we get to take a look. We announced the winner of our Pet of the Day segment. So let's take a look at the lucky winner of a $50 gift card to the Lloydminster Pet Pad.
Donkey, I love that.
It's a nice little change. I'm really happy.
Yes, yes, I like. Yes, I love it.
Very first donkey winner. So congratulations. We'll be in contact with you, Amanda, on Monday. Congratulations again. And thank you to everybody who submitted a photo. If you want a chance to win a Lloydminster Pet Pad gift card, all you gotta do is just submit your pet's photo to our Facebook page with your pet's name as well in order to be entered to win. But that's gonna do it for us this week, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend.